I have made this amazing brutalist poster art for the latest release Deadpool and Wolverine movie, and in this tutorial I am about to show you guys the step-by-step procedure to create this amazing poster. So let's first hop on to the Photoshop, go to the file, then new, and I'll create a custom artboard of 3500 by 3929 pixels with 300 dpi. You could also change the size as per your needs. Let's first start with the step number 1, which is creating the grids. These grids will help us in the placement of our design elements. I'll put one on the top, one in the middle, and one on the bottom. And similarly one on the left, one in the middle, and one on the right side. Grids has been placed, so let's move on to the first image, which is Deadpool and Wolverine comic book art. But before we use this image, we need to adjust it a little bit. So let's first unlock the layer, convert the image into a smart object, then go to the image, then adjustments, and then add a curve to basically give it a little contrast. Let's go back to the artboard. Here I'll create a rectangle using the grids I have created, which will work as a clipping mask for our image. Now press the shift key and move the cursor to the right side. Let's adjust it a little bit and move on to our image. Resize the image by holding the Alt key and then clip it to the rectangle. Since we want to give it a 3D look, I'll unclip it and reduce its opacity. Now take the pen tool, make sure it's on path, and I'll create a selection. Then hit Ctrl Enter. With the area selected, I'll use the eraser tool with the opacity and flow at 100% to remove the unwanted parts. Move the shape layer above, then resize it, and then use the eraser tool to erase the unwanted part. Now it's time to add the text. You can use any font you like, but I'm using the Focus font. I'll put it down in the description. After adding the text, I'll duplicate the text layer, and from the layer style, I reduce the fill opacity and add stroke to it. Time for the second image. Using the grids, I'll create a rectangle once more. And hit Ctrl D, and by holding the Alt key, I'll align the corners with the image above. Now let's bring it the image, readjust it, and clip it. Now it's time to adjust it again. Go to the adjustment and add some hue. We will desaturate the image and readjust the contrast using the curves. Next, we'll add a text paragraph. I'll create a rectangle area and copy paste the text reference from the actual movie itself. Then we'll make some character changes, and I'll change the font until I get the satisfying result. Press shift and tilt it from the side. Now we'll write the word Wolverine here in the progress font. Press shift and tilt it from the side. Time to add our last and final image. And again, by holding the Ctrl key, I'll align the rectangle with the text above. And this is our final image what we are going to use. First, we need to desaturate the image and give it a little contrast using the same approach as used before. bring it to the artboard and clip it into the shape. Now we'll add a restricted batch at the bottom to fill out the remaining area. We first need to remove its background by going to the selection, then color range, and select the white color. Now it's time to add the TVA clock. If you don't know, it's just a part of a movie. I'm going to adjust the image for the design. First I'm going to desaturate it and adjusting the curves for the final contrast. Again, by making this selection using the pen tool, I'll remove the unwanted part of it. So the design is almost complete now, but we need to fill out this area. For this I'll make a shape using the pen tool, then clip it the same paragraph we copied before. Make sure the shape color is on in order the text to show. Now we are going to add these star icons to fill out the area. Also, this area is looking a bit plain, so we'll add the same text paragraph to it to give it a manga style art poster. And there we have it. The design is almost complete now, but we need to finalize it first. So we are going to save it as a JPG file, then re-import it back to the Photoshop for the final touches. Here I am going to duplicate this layer, turn off the bottom layer, then create the selection using the grids. After making the selection, do the selection inverse and remove the excessive parts and the text. Let's now add a plain background and merge both layers together. Now it's time to add some textures. I'm going to add these ruins textures. Change this blend mode to the lighten color. And again merge both layers together into one. Then we'll create a gradient map layer. In the gradient map layer, the left color is basically work as a text highlight and the right one will work as your background. So you could play around with it to get some cool results. Or you could also use my gradient map pack, link will be in the description. Anyway, again merge the gradient layer with the bottom layer. Now go to the filter, camera raw filter, and here we are going to adjust some details and add a vignette effect to give the design some darker bevels. And for the last step, add some noise. And there we have it, an award-winning design is ready to go. If you like the video, you know what to do. Why do I have to say it? See you guys in the next amazing video. Stay tuned.